Nicole Townsend, East Grampians Health Service.
My name is Nicole Townsend. I work for East Grampians Health Service and I'm a catering assistant. Nearly 8 years ago, I was a carer. Loved every aspect of it. Going to work at a client's house and I tripped up his front step and I shattered the ball of my shoulder. At first I was stuck in hospital for 11 days because I couldn't move my arm whatsoever without excruciating pain until I had surgery so they could do an internal fixation. I had 4 more surgeries after that one. I had no ability to work for 7 years. I was heartbroken at the thought of never being able to be a carer. When you find something that you loved doing and then being told you can't do that anymore, it messes with you. The impact of when I wasn't able to work was mentally hard because there's no connection of the outside world. It's just you and the frustration of not being able to do things for yourself. Not being able to care for my own son, that was very hard. My family have been my rock in recovery. They were everything. Gets me emotional actually. Yeah, still gets me really emotional. Hannah was my OC rehab consultant from Work Focus Australia. She was always there to encourage me and to guide me applying for jobs. And even then when I got the job, she was still there, making sure everything was going fine.
I think Nicole was very resilient. It's very rare that we see people return to work after being out of work for such a long time. So I think her resilience and determination to get back to work was a massive achievement. I think she should be really proud of how far she's come.
So I was looking through the job and it came up with catering assistant. I went, I wonder what that is. And I saw that it was in a nursing home and I'm like, ooh. I love the thought of helping people. So I thought, okay, if I can't do direct contact the way I was, I'll work in the kitchen and deliver their meals.
She was probably a little bit apprehensive when she first got back into the workforce, but she's a different person. She's very happy-go-lucky. She shows a lot of empathy for our residents, so she's fantastic. Everyone loves her around here. She's great.
I look forward to coming to work. I could be here forever. I'd be happy to. My advice for people struggling with returning to work is just to keep trying, just one step at a time. You will get there.
Alan Nicholson, GrainCorp Limited.
My name's Alan Nicholson. I'm a maintenance fitter for GrainCorp. Fixing anything from gearboxes up the top of silos, servicing generators, fixing loaders. We could be climbing to the top of a silo which is 50 metres high, maybe 5 or 6 times a day, so very physical. The day of my injury, we had a 17-year-old truck which had very average suspension. The truck hit a tree root under the road. The front wheels bounced and they hadn't settled by the time the back wheels hit the bump, and straight away it was a sharp jolt right up my back. When I got home, the boys had to help me out of the truck and everything. I couldn't even walk properly, so yeah. I compressed my L5 and S1 discs to the stage where there was no disc actually left in there. It was bone on bone. I ended up getting my back fused.
Alan Nicholson came through with a back injury following a spinal fusion surgery, and my role was to help him return back to work to his pre-injury role. When I first saw the injury, I thought, looking at the different factors, it might not get back there. But from the get-go, he's been like, all right, Annabelle, we're going to get there. And I was like, okay, let's do this. I'm
not a bloke that sits around that does nothing. I just said, I want to be fixed. Just fix me so I can do what I want to do.
He was just happy to give anything a crack to recover and get back to his work. And work for him is his family, it's his social support. And he really missed that.
It does get you down mentally, not just the injury, but when you do get hurt and you're not at work, you're letting the side down. So coming to seeing him and having a bit of a yarn to him, even when I was going on a walk before I could come back to work, was good.
He just brings so much value to our team, and keeping contact with him while he was off work, that was crucial to his recovery.
The family nature that GrainCorp provided made sure that he was supported and really feeling like a valued member of the team.
We've worked with Annabelle from Workforce Australia. She facilitated a lot of the meetings and liaised with Nico's surgeon and doctors, and that's helped give Nico and GrainCorp a full understanding of what tasks we can do.
I came back to work on modified duties. Because they've made it easier, giving me jobs to do that I can do is probably the best thing, yeah.
With his motivation, his resilience, he has shown us that it doesn't matter what your job is, what your age is, you can get in there if you do the right things and just give it a crack with that positive attitude.
The best part about returning back to work is feeling like you're a part of a team again. I like the blokes I work with, I like the work I do. It's good.
David Wrout, Grampians Racing.
My name's David Wrout and I work here at Grampians Racing, and I've worked in racing most of my life. Working with animals, it's just delightful. You can see them, some of these horses can be here for 3 or 4 years, and when they develop and then start racing, it really gives you a sense of accomplishment, and you do develop a personal bond with them. The morning of the accident I was just doing normal duties, removing the sprinklers off the track, and some piping got stuck in the accelerator cable and took control of the bike and I headed straight into a fence. I was flown to the Melbourne Hospital and I was diagnosed with compression of the spinal cord at the C2-3 level. Couldn't walk, couldn't move my arms. Yeah, just couldn't move at all. Just wasn't sure what my future was going to be.
Initially, I wasn't even thinking about return to work planning. Due to what was in his file, it was a pretty complex injury. My role was just mainly to ensure he was getting all the treatment that he needed and so forth, and then when the time was right, to start planning for his return to work, which that time happened a lot sooner than I would have expected.
The help of case managers, Mandy and Ash from EML, they were instrumental in keeping me motivated to get back. It was basically every day that I seen that there was an improvement. I knew that there was things that were going to get better and I was going to be able to get back to work and do things.
As a whole team, it was just very traumatic for us. So I would ring the hospital every day and I'll chat to Dave, and then I'd put it on our group chat as a daily Dave update for the team to know what was going on, because there was a lot of anxiety within the guys and girls about how he was going to come back to us.
During my recovery, I had constant phone calls. Work colleagues were constantly either texting me or Facebook messaging me. If you're ever doubting yourself, just know that there's plenty of support and help out there.
He was getting a bit frustrated with things not moving along as quickly as he hoped, and I remember just saying to him, David, is there anything out at the farm that you think you could do? And he had to think about it and then said, yeah, actually, I think I could mix horse feed. I said, I don't see any problem with that, and his whole face just lit up.
Well, when Dave first turned up, there was a big cheer. The whole team worked together to find things. Oh, Dave would be really handy to do this. The process just started in coming in, walking around, doing a little bit at a time, and now he does heaps, like he's here all the time. We're nearly back to the Dave we had before.
Grampians Racing, as far as employers go, they have gone over and above.
My company were great in putting things in place to make things easier for me, and I was just wrapped. I couldn't thank them enough. I had great people to work for, great people to work with. I'm really appreciative of everything that was done by everybody to get me back here.